I'm gonna attempt to do it alone because I'm a woman and I can do anything I want. I'm calling this sustainable productivity. This is what I look forward to the entire month, besides getting into a deep squat. Hey guys, what is up? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Amber. Welcome if you're a returning subscriber. Welcome if you're new. I'm so happy to have you here. We're gonna do a week in the life in this video. So basically we're just gonna hang out this entire week. I want this video to be focused on productivity, but not like the hustle grind kind of productivity. In some ways, the hustle grind kind of productivity method is very good and effective for some people, and in other ways it just leads to like a period of burnout, which I feel like I was definitely experiencing this past month. The month of March, I was on top of everything. Like, I was on top of it at work, I was on top of it in my social life, in my like YouTube kind of social media stuff. I was on top of it, posting every single day, like just really on top of it. And then the month of April, I went down a hard downfall. And I really don't think it was because of me like hustling in the month of March. I think there were just a lot of other things that contributed to it. But I just feel like I want to get back to my productive self that was thriving and happy and just, you know, doing all of the things that really make me happy, which were productive and also making me successful. So when I say like get back on the productivity grind, it's really not a grind. It's just like a lifestyle that I want to maintain. But I didn't feel burnt out in the month of March. I really didn't. I felt actually really good. Like, I felt happy, and like I was saying before, I felt productive. I felt like I was just really satisfied with my life. And then April hit and I went into like a slump, and yeah, I'm just kind of still trying to get back out of that slump, but I'm ready for the month of May to just be kind of like a new start, a reset. We're just gonna toss April away and we're gonna learn from what happened and then move on, and then go into this next season of summer just being very productive and on top of everything. I'm calling this sustainable productivity because not all types of productivity are sustainable. There are parts of life where you're gonna have to like hustle and grind a little bit more, and then there's parts of life where you kind of get just to like chill and, you know, even out a little bit. But I want to just at least get into a routine that is sustainable for me, sustainable productivity. So that's going to be the series, sustainable productivity, if I end up making it into a series. Let me just start by telling you a little bit about my schedule, because I do feel like it's a little bit different than some people's. I work a 10-hour shift or a 10-hour day. I'm salaried, so it's sometimes a little bit more than a 10-hour day, sometimes a little bit less. But I work Tuesday through Fridays as a physical therapist, 10-hour days, and then I have Mondays off, which are amazing. I've said this before, but I cherish my Mondays so greatly. I hope I never have to go back to work on a Monday, because I just love having one, a 3-day weekend, and two, starting my work week on a Tuesday just feels like I am already that much closer to the weekend, you know? So I really, really enjoy that. I like my schedule a lot right now. The other things that take up a lot of my time and that I want to take up a lot of my time are exercise and then social media stuff. So this is stuff that really fills my cup and that makes me feel good. Like, it makes me feel like I've accomplished something and that I, you know, am working towards a better life for myself. Whenever I'm in a season of burnout or even just like a slump, and when I say a slump, you know, everyone's slumping is different. Mine definitely has to do with my mental health, because I just have fluctuating mental health struggles, and the month, kind of the end of March and month of April, was really difficult for me in that realm. So that's fine. We just kind of have to like ride it out in some aspects and change the things that we need to change in order to move on. And that's exactly what I did in April. So I'm feeling much better now. So the things that had to basically give way last month was social media and a little bit of exercise, but mostly social media stuff. And I really enjoy doing social media. It's just fun for me, and it's like another form of creativity for me, especially in a job where I don't really get to like do a lot of creative stuff. It's, you know, it's more scientific, if you will, definitely communicative, personal, like personable type stuff, but not really like, I wouldn't really say it's super creative in a sense. So having outlets like this are so fun for me that I just get to like be creative and do my own thing and, you know, be my own boss, that kind of thing. So the social media was the thing that had to give last month, and this is where I really want to pour a lot of my effort into it this month, as well as finding a good exercise routine. I did switch up my exercise routine a little bit just for the summer months. I ended up just pausing my membership to my hot yoga studio. I kept my solid core membership because that one I just feel is like my heavy strength training that I really need. But I wanted to just pause my yoga membership because I want to get into running. And I know I've spoken about this before, like briefly intermittently that I do have a goal of one day running an ultra marathon. I first need to just have a base, right? Like we got to start somewhere. But I was also on the phone with my mom the other day, and I had expressed interest in doing the Disney marathon at some point, and my mom was like, maybe we could do that this January. That's just like reinvigorated my motivation essentially to really commit to running and to really try to build my base up and make this something that's sustainable for me. Running is hard for me. It's really hard. I'm really good at strength training. I feel very strong with strength training. It's like what I know I'm good at. But running is what I'm not good at. And it's what I constantly have to like fight myself to, and I don't say fight in a bad way, but just like I have to like work hard to even start running. Yeah, that's where we're at. I love doing trail runs, but in order to do the kind of trail running that I want to do eventually too, I need to be able to just like go out on the sidewalk and run, which that's the stuff that I don't like doing because I find it so boring and monotonous. And yeah, so I need to work on that. Just that like slow grind every day, putting in the work, putting in the steps, putting in the time on feet, even when it's boring. And I actually think that going on my treadmill will help with this because I really like running on the treadmill. That's kind of where we're at. But that's my focus for the month of May in particular, but also kind of just like in a grander scheme for the summer months. So I'm talking like May through September. To start my sustainable productivity goals for today, I need to do a little bit of laundry, kind of like some chores, just cleaning up around the house, that kind of stuff. And then I also want to continue editing one of my YouTube videos, but I also need to work on some short form content. So I got to do that today as well. But we're going to start with just doing a little bit of cleaning and tidying around the house because a clean environment always makes me feel like I can just conquer my day no matter what. I'm actually going to eat a little bit of breakfast before I get started on all of this stuff because I realized I did not eat any breakfast, and yesterday when I didn't eat breakfast and I took my medication, I got like this extreme wave of nausea. So we're gonna make a little bit of breakfast first. My new favorite go-to is yogurt with mangoes, agave, and then this Girl Scout granola cluster. Oh, it's so good. So I'm gonna make that now. Okay, here's the bowl. She's beautiful. Must be right here. If you are someone that does not like the taste of Greek yogurt, but you want to try eating Greek yogurt because it's good for you and it has a lot of protein and blah, 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 I would really try putting agave in there. This is the best sweetener that I have personally found that like cuts the kind of like sour taste of yogurt. I just get the 2% like plain Greek yogurt, and then I add in agave and then like whatever toppings I want. But agave is literally the best at cutting out that sour taste. Like I don't taste a sour kind of like at all. And then I just put in mangoes like I said, and then I added in this Girl Scout coconut caramel granola clusters. I got these at Costco and they are so good. They're like, it's like eating candy for breakfast. Okay, I'm gonna eat this and then we'll circle back and do some chores. Mia destroyed one of her toys while I was eating breakfast. Yay, more cleaning! Okay, I'm going to sit down for a little bit and do some work for content stuff. So I need to just make kind of like a to-do list in my Hobonichi journal, and I will absolutely be adding the things that I already did because those count, okay? And then I need to edit a YouTube video, and then we'll see kind of how I feel after that. But that's kind of my plan for the next hour or so while that stuff's in the wash and before I need to flip it. It is getting quite gloomy and dark outside, and the temperature just dropped like 10 degrees. So it's like the perfect cleaning weather and just like hanging out at home type of weather. I was just cleaning off a little coffee table that we have here in our living dining room area. And I have all of these books that I got, some from subscription, some from ordering stuff. So I just figured I would show you them really quick. This is my current read. It's City of Iron and Ivy by Thomas Kent West. I love this book. I love it so much. I'm currently on page like 290 something. I've been too lazy to go upstairs and get a bookmark, and I've just been keeping track of my page on Fable. Like, I've just been updating it so that I know where I'm at. But I am just over 50% of the way through. I think I'm on 296. Yeah, chapter 17, 296. It was one of my Allurial book picks for the month of April. We're following a girl named Elswith, and she is in this alternate London society where they are floromancers, which means that they can like produce flowers with their magic, but that's kind of like the only magic that they have is like this flower producing magic. It's a type of magic that you have to learn as you go. So it's not like you're just born with these powers. You have to literally like learn how to produce certain flowers and stuff as you know, live your life and do your thing. But essentially her sister, can I take the squeaker out? Her sister dies at the beginning of the book. That's not a spoiler. It's literally in the little synopsis. And she goes to live with her uncle in London. And basically she has to do like a courting situation, like what they do in Bridgerton, you know, like where they have to like, you know, go to it's like the season of mating, if you will. And you like go to these parties and you're like in the ton and like there's like gossip and all these rich people and all that kind of stuff. So she has to basically go into the society and find someone to marry, otherwise they're gonna like run out of money. And while she's there, she's also trying to investigate the death of her sister. So we have like Bridgerton meets like a magical mystery. It's very interesting, very intriguing. I was a little bit hesitant when I first like read the synopsis of if I was even gonna like this or not, but I can officially say I do really, really like this book. So I might try to finish it today depending on how much stuff I get through and what I have to do, but that is a fantastic book. I would highly recommend picking it up. Next I got Braving Storm by Elliot Rose. This is just the special edition one that came out recently. I have the first one and I have not read these yet, but they are perfect for my little cowboy romance shelf. So I partially got this for decor, and also it was like on a really cheap price on Amazon. So I decided to pick that one up. I do plan on reading them. I do get the Illumicrate and the Afterlight subscription. So for my Illumicrate book subscription for April, which I tend to get at the end of the month, so this is April's edition, I got Thistle March by Moria Corrigan. I am very excited about this book. Dalton and I went into Barnes & Noble, when was it? Friday? No, maybe last weekend? I don't know. We went to Barnes & Noble. Yeah, it was last weekend. And I saw this book there and I was like, ooh, this is really, really intriguing to me. But I did a quick Google search just to make sure that it wasn't in one of my boxes, and I found out that it was. I don't mind spoiling the boxes for myself for the Illumicrate and Afterlight and Fairy Loot because I don't want to buy the same book twice, you know, like I would rather have the special edition of the book than a book from like Barnes & Noble. So I've think I'm just gonna try to maybe like spoil them for myself if I have the desire to like go out and purchase a book that's gonna potentially come in one of those subscription services. So the story is like historical. I would call this historical fantasy. So it says, in the wake of World War I, the world is a decidedly unmagical place. Mouse Dune once dreamed of becoming a fairy anthropologist, but with one telegram, her world shattered. At the Somme, her cousin Bertie's body disappeared into the mud, and her brother Roger, wow, came home with devastating shell shock. It was time, she knew, to put aside childish dreams. Then Mouse receives news that her uncle has left Then Mouse receives news that her uncle has left her Thistlemarsh Hall, a crumbling manor in the English countryside, once blessed by the Fairy King himself. But there's a catch. If Mouse does not rehabilitate the house in 1 month's time, she will forfeit her inheritance and any hope of caring for her brother. It looks impossible until a mysterious fairy appears with a proposition. Mouse knows better than to trust a fairy, especially one so insufferably handsome and arrogant, but she's out of options. There are wild and magical forces at work in the house, and Mouse must confront the ghost of her past or lose everything. So it's actually kind of giving me some vibes of A City of Iron and Ivy, just like the London kind of alternate universe type thing, but it's clearly set in the past. Like, this is clearly set in the time after World War I, but it's also got like magical, you know, magical things in it. This is the hardcover, which I think is gorgeous. Absolutely stunning. And then this is the inside artwork. Beautiful. I am very excited to read this. I actually might pick this up as my next read. We'll kind of see how I'm feeling, but I have really been intrigued about this book. And then my Afterlight subscription box was Enemies to Lovers by Alicia Ray. I had never heard of this book until I got it in the subscription box, but it sounds like an Enemies to Lovers type book. So it sounds like basically the main character's parents are criminals. So the main character was kind of laying low until a con went wrong, and then she ends up in the hands of a handsome stranger who's putting her back into messy family drama. So it kind of sounds like a family drama plus maybe a little bit of like mystery conning type stuff, which I'm totally down for. So this is the hardcover of that. I also feel like this is beautiful. It's like a map of the US, and it has, I wonder if I can just like open it all the way. Yeah, it's like a map of the US. So looks very pretty. These are the interior artwork. Gorgeous. Does anyone else like, I mean, I know some people get really excited about like artwork and stuff like this, but like this is what I look forward to the entire month, are these book subscription boxes that have like this beautiful artwork in it. Like, it's just, yeah, I look forward to it every month. When I know the book is coming or the box is coming shortly, every day on my way home from work, or literally whenever I'm pulling into my house, I like look at the front porch to see like, is my box there? Is my box there? Oh goodness. Then last but not least, I got this book from Pango, which is a used book site essentially, so people can just resell their books. It's called Love Redesigned by Lauren Asher. It's the first one in the Lakefront Billionaire series. This was $3 with like $5 shipping. That is my one gripe about Pango, is that the shipping is so high. So like this, it's like the seller will set their shipping cost, but then I've also had it where like Pango adds on shipping. If someone can explain that to me, I feel like that would be very helpful, because I feel like I'm just getting scammed some of the time. Like, this book was $3, but then the shipping was like $5, so I paid $8 for this. I don't know. Maybe it was just on one of the other ones. Whatever, it doesn't really matter. I got it for $8, that's all that matters. I will say that this book is not in the best of shape. Like, I didn't realize that when I bought it, because it said the book was in good condition, and I would say that this is fair condition in my personal opinion. It's got some like lifting at the bottom, and then this cover here is like all crinkled, and then some of the pages were folded, which that just is like a shot to the heart when pages are folded. So yeah, it's fine though. It'll get the job done. Mostly I just wanted this to match the rest of the books that I have in this series, because I have the Barnes & Noble exclusive editions of all of these, and I wanted them all to match. So now I have all of them, and it'll just look really pretty on my shelf. So, but I do plan on reading this soon. I've just been in such a fantasy mood recently that I haven't wanted to pick up my contemporary, like romance or contemporary fiction novels. I have been so out of the like desire to really read any kind of like fiction that's like contemporary fiction, literary fiction. Like I'm just like, I don't want that. I want to like be taken out of my real life and transported into something that's fun and not real life. You know what I mean? Like the older I get, the less I want to read realistic books. I want them to be as like far-fetched as possible. And that can definitely happen just in like a contemporary romance. Like, I'm sorry, but no billionaire is gonna pick this girl up. You know what I mean? Like, well, first of all, because I'm already married. But second of all, like, yeah, it's not gonna happen, but I wanna read about it. I am uncertain of whether this is like actually gonna be a whole week or if I'm gonna have enough footage for it to literally just be today. We'll see. Maybe this will just be the reset and then, you know, we can do another weekly vlog starting tomorrow. Mia has destroyed that toy. I'm back from my allergy injections. They were in the afternoon today instead of in the morning. And you know how like this morning I was telling you guys how I like peek on my front porch to see if anything arrived? Well, something arrived. This is a Fairy Loot book. Well, I think it's a Fairy Loot book because it's in a Fairy Loot package. But this is a Fairy Loot purchase that I made off of Pango, if I remember correctly. We're just destroying the box, I'm sorry. It's kind of wet because it was out there when it was raining. So the box is a little bit soggy. What kind of a noise was that? Okay, I'm so excited. There's 2 of them in here. There's 2 other Fairy Loot books that I also bought from Pango that are, I think they're being shipped from Hawaii, so they're gonna take a little bit of time. But I am super excited about these 2 in particular. So the first one is The Sun and the Star Maker. I wanted to buy this book so bad, so many times, like at Target, and I don't know what stopped me. I was just like, this is not the right time, whatever, blah, blah, blah. So I'm so happy I waited because now I have the Fairy Loot edition and she's just gorgeous. I saw a reading vlog, I think it was a 24-hour or maybe like a Fairy Loot, it was a Fairy Loot reading vlog that Emily Reeds did, and she said that this book was so amazing and that she was like gonna keep this book and like make her little kids read it at some point. So that totally inspired me to pick it up. I don't know if this book has even been read because it still has like the crisp, you know, feeling of a new book. So this is what the hardcover looks like. I have said this before, but I wish that more hardcover books did cool stuff on the actual hardcover, because the amount of times I take off the dust jacket and I just am reading the hardback. And I honestly love hardbacks without a dust jacket. Like I like just having a good, solid, cool hardback. So we got some artwork on the middle. Not the middle, that's the end page. And then, oh my gosh, this one is beautiful. Wow. Okay, I might need to read this next just so I can keep looking at the artwork. Okay, beautiful. It also has a reversible dust jacket. So it's got this one, and then it's got this one. I think I like this one better. Okay, and this one actually isn't from Fairy Loot, I'm a liar. This one is from Illumicrate, I think, or it's either Illumicrate or Owl Crate. And this one I know for a fact has not been opened because it still has the plastic wrap on it, but this is The Second Death of Locke. I feel like everyone and their mother was reading this book like at the beginning of the year, and I was not. I did not like the paperback version of this book, so I was waiting for a hardback if I actually wanted to purchase it. This is on Kindle Unlimited if you didn't know, but I wanted to purchase like a special edition version of this. I'm not someone that likes to purchase like a book trophy after I've already read the book. If I'm gonna purchase a book trophy, I want it while I'm reading the book. Like I want to read the book trophy. So I tend to, if I think I'm really gonna like a book, I just buy the book trophy and then I can always resell it later on. Like a lot of the books that I buy that are special edition, you can resell them and let someone else read them. But there are also books that I like the cover. Like I have now books basically displayed in my home as my artwork. So I kind of use that as you know, my little, instead of pictures, I just have books. So this is gorgeous. So you can still purchase this one on Illumicrate or Owlcrate, whichever one it is. I will link it down below. But I got like a special kind of discount for purchasing 2 books from this particular seller, and then I also got free shipping. So that was part of the reason I bought this. And I believe this was the same price, maybe like $2 cheaper. So it wasn't really that big of a difference anyways. I would have purchased it would have been the same price with shipping and all that anyways. So here's the artwork on the end page. And then here's the hardback. Beautiful. This one's giving very like academic vibes. And then I don't know if there's a picture. Oh yeah, here. Ooh, that's cool. Very, very cool. Okay. So that's our little book haul for today. I think we're gonna go take the dogs on a walk because it's supposed to rain again, like pretty bad tonight. So I'm gonna take the dogs on a walk and then we'll see what we have in store for the rest of the evening. Does anyone go up and down the stairs and not get out of breath? Like, I wanna know, are you guys serious cardio people? And do you still get out of breath when you go up the stairs and then start talking right away? That's a serious question. I am showered, I am bathed, I am skincared. I made my head's cut off. That's better. I made my little book prompts, so we're doing good. And now all I have to do is make the freaking bed, which honestly is like the hardest part of my day, okay? Like, this is hard. I'm gonna attempt to do it alone because I'm a woman and I can do anything I want and anything I set my mind to. And I feel like if I make this bed by myself, I'm gonna feel empowered. I really appreciate when sheets say top or bottom. Honestly, it should be criminal for sheets not to have the top or bottom label in it. Like, why would you do that? Why wouldn't you do that? Oh my goodness, this is so heavy. The last corner. Oh my gosh. Okay, I just have to say that was way easier doing it myself without my husband. No shade to him. And 2, as a physical therapist who teaches body mechanics all day, there is no proper way, no proper body mechanics to making a bed. I have no tips for you besides get into a deep squat.